It's time to look at the headlines now. Let's begin and let's see what the headlines are saying this morning. It's so many interesting and so many controversial, others, depending on how you see it. But let's begin with the Daily Trust newspaper. It says, at peace accord signing, don't fight dirty, Buhari tells Tinubu, Atiku will be others. We are at critical stage. Jonathan is quoted as saying this. That's a Daily Trust newspaper there. And he also says fake news, misinformation, threat to poll. Abdusalami Abubakar is saying this, and will monitor candidates' parties' conduct and spending. INEC is giving that assurance there. And then from there, let's go to Business Day. Business Day says Obi Tinubu Kwankwaso yet to unveil manifestos. Tinubu absent as others sign peace accord. That's what Business Day has in there. Okay. The Blueprint newspaper is where we go next. Blueprint says at party's peace accord, Buhari, Abdusalami, Jonathan hop on issue-based campaigns, urge politicians to see 2023 as opportunity to further national unity. Okay, that's what the Blueprint newspaper has in there. And then from there, let's go to the leadership. First crisis in PDP as 5 National Working Committee members return 151 million naira rent loot. That's how the leadership puts it. All right. Okay, Veronica, let's hear what you have.
I will begin with the Nation newspaper, still talking about the scandal that is rocking the PDP National Working Committee as members return 122.4 million naira. Arakwaja Obi Adagmudu Efa to reject strange rent stipends. That's the story on the front page of the Nation newspaper. And to the first news, towing the same line, PDP quakes again. National Working Committee members return IU's mysterious 93.6 million naira largesse. All right, you find the details on the front page of the First News newspaper and to the front page of the Daily Times. 2023, Buhari advocates issue-based campaigns, warns politicians against personal attacks, incitement. Kemi.
Yes, and I have this Nigeria, first off with me. President Buhari is also quoted as saying to judges that they have to be impartial, of course, as we continue to count down to the kickoff of the forthcoming general election. President Buhari there at the launch of the body of benches complex, charging judges to maintain transparency in pre- and post-election matters. Daily Independent is next. Hope rises as representatives broker peace deal somewhat between the federal government and the striking university lecturers. That was reflected in the news earlier. Now we understand that the union is to meet the accountants general on the choice of payment system, which has, more or less, reflected heavily on the impasse. And finally is Nature News highlighting what it calls anger and pain as flood sacks communities in Kogi State, with more than 600 hectares of farmland submerged. Mike?
All right. These are some of the stories. And yesterday we saw the letters on social media, letters from members of the National Working Committee. Some said, well, I saw some strange amount of money in my account. Others said I was coping, I discovered, sometimes it feels like when you read the wordings of those letters, it feels like, the money is so much and I didn't know when the money came, but I was combing through, scanning the thing, bam, and I discovered some strange amount of
As if the money, as if you, is there a way you cannot miss?
But everyone gets a lot of deposition every day.
To miss an alert of that quantity.
No, but let's come to it. The issue there is, remember the PDP presidential nomination forms cost about 40 million and all of that. And then there was 20 million, then, breakdown, governorship and others and so on. recall that we had talked about this thing that time when Nigerians were complaining that that amount of money for nomination forms is a call to corruption, is a call to a lot of things that could happen. But let's start. I wonder what you think of this anyway.
Well, we cannot categorically say that it is those monies that were being strangely sent to these people, the members of the National Working Committee.
The house rent.
No, it was only one person that said it is house rent.
Okay.
The others are saying it is strange that they are not, comfortable seeing this kind of amount. And this is coming after there was a story that went out that these monies came out. Perhaps it wouldn't have been strange if the story had not come out. Perhaps so. Perhaps so. You are hearing it.
That you're stressing it. That you're stressing.
Two, I mean, if you are saying it's house rent and it is perhaps backed by the party's constitution that we give you certain amounts of monies for house rents, then it shouldn't be an issue. Because we see what the PDP national woman leader is saying, that at the appropriate time, when things are normalized, whatever is due to me, whatever, she did not say this particular amount. Perhaps there is a particular amount that is due and much more was sent to her. And she's returning it back to say, when you have settled, everything is normalized, just give me the one that is my own.
The amount that is my own.
For the rent, for the rent. Then I can use it to pay the house rent.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. So for 2 years. And it seems that some other persons got much more than the others.
No, of course.
So their house rent, well, we don't know if it is house rent, but maybe the houses, the amount they are paying for the rent is much more. So it's heartening for me to see this kind of thing happening. We know the situation in the country. If monies are earmarked for something, and then you begin to give it out such that the members are now querying, this monies, it means there is something wrong and something not right is happening. Because if it is backed by your constitution, it won't be a challenge. You will come out with your full chest, as we say in Nigeria, to defend the money that was sent to you, and nothing will happen. But another thing is, these monies are being talked about now. Let's see how the party will address this issue, because it will go a long way to say a lot.
All right. Well, it is not in our place to say, oh, the monies are proceeds of corruption or whatever. Everything is still alleged, and we're seeing the drama, playing out. But however, when nomination forms, in fact, we recall that the APC had about 100 million naira for presidential candidates and all of that. Now, the issue there is, when all these monies come in, one expects that it is from there the political party is supposed to start mobilizing its members on one hand, voter enlightenment, and all of those posters and all the things that they're supposed to do with jingles, enlightening people and so on. But when we have National Working Committee members, taking or being given monies for different things that it wasn't discussed at the meeting to say, okay, this money we're sending to you is for this assignment or for that assignment. If those things are not clear, what do you make of it?
Right, especially as, what is curious for me is how these 5 people are, from, a certain region. They're from the south, and some reports are even going as far as saying that, there would still be more returns or, more dramatic moves by other members of the NWC in the PDP, especially within the southwest and the southeast. So, and then the fact that all of them are returning the money on after people had already raised dust in the professor's letter that she said family and friends, associates had called her, alleging that the money sent to her account was bribe, was supposed to be bribe, and all of them also acknowledged.
Maybe they saw the alert too. Right. Family, friends, how did they know?
No, they read it
through the letter that initially leaked or something before they now sent out their letter. Okay. So it's all kind of interesting for me how everybody seems to be taking a stand now, especially now now the elections have, kicked off, and, from the NWC, it says a lot. It says a lot for me, and it just further shows that the party is, is deepening into the crisis is deepening, and there doesn't seem to be any move now to reconcile, because there is an obvious division which buttresses the claims of someone like Ibode George, who had said and challenged the party, are we having a northern PDP as against, the rest of us down south? As where is the bridge builder, the Atiku Abubakar personality, who has also always been waving the flag of I'm a bridge builder
and a unifier.
And a unifier. So where is your role? What are you doing if you indeed want all of us to support you on
perhaps
that?
All right, now
perhaps these monies were meant to build those bridges.
No, I think
Physical and otherwise.
Veronica, I don't know. No, yeah, I think the monies will construct the bridges. Yes, they will construct the bridges. But in all, this is a heavy cross for the PDP presidential candidate to carry, because in all, he has to be able to clean up all of these, because he's the face. At a critical time like this, he's the face of the party at this time. So whether he is the one causing it or he's not the one causing it, he has to be the one to clean it up at the end of the day, because it is his candidature.
And IU needs to speak because fingers are pointing at him. So perhaps he needs to clear the air and not necessarily call people's bluff, if I may use that word. He needs to clear the air on this.
Yeah, I think we look, maybe in the coming days, things will become clearer.
Right.
Yeah,
as in the family.
Days, of course.
It's a family. It should be a family.
Yeah,
Let there be a family
settle.
meeting. Let there be a family meeting.
But they must come come out and speak.
Come out first.
No, the family will reconcile.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a family.